making it to the end if you want to win. That is the story of any race, but especially here in the R&R Tour. Great field on hand, 20 of them for the green. And to give you the call for the start is Pete Falcone.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. They're ready to go as the green flags go in the air and feature event racing is underway, and the pole sitter who elected to start on the outside rockets out front at the start. That's Shane Gendron, who is already 3 car lengths ahead of second place as they head off the second turn down the backstretch.
Great run for Gendron to get out front. Erickson, Gerard, and Plemons clear to the top 4. Pete, the car I'm watching, is the brightest one in the racetrack, the 19, Ryan Lynham. Remember, he dominated his heat race. Wasn't even a contest. It was like he was out there in a pro stock with street stocks. And see if he's able to charge up through as they come off turn number 2. He's stacked up in traffic right now. And that allows Gendron and Erickson to lead the charge out front.
Yeah, that traffic is from 5th on back as they work their way into the 3rd turn right now. Rob McRae is leading that pack of traffic, along with the 77 of Andrew Gillis, trying to get it straightened out. And here comes McRae with a move, trying to take over the 4th spot, taking a peek down underneath the Gendron car, or rather the Josh Girard's 03.
Oh boy, 3 wide. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Gillis thought better of it. On entry and settled in behind. Here comes Lynham to the outside. Goes by Gillis, and here he comes after McRae.
Yeah, McRae down on the bottom, and they're gonna go 3 wide. Boy, Lynham threads the needle and makes it work. Gives a shove to the 03 of Josh Girard, who does a great job to keep it off the wall. Meanwhile, Lynham going after McRae. That'll be a race for the 4th spot.
Down into 3 and 4 they go. Lynham takes a look under McRae. He's got to settle in, but not for long as he drives right back up underneath. And here he comes. The RLS Performance Machine rockets to the 4th spot. Lynham started, I don't know, pretty much in the next town over, and he's already up to 4th spot.
He started in the 10th spot, but up to 4th. And going for more as he's trying to reel in those top 3 that are now coming across the stripe. The 7 of Shane Gendron has led it from the green flag. He started on the pole. And Kyle, you're going to tell us that Lynham's turning some quick laps out there.
22.588. Everybody else is in the 23-second bracket. Pretty much. Wow. Lynham is fast, man. You can see that car come off the corner. And here it comes again across the line. And he just went even quicker, 22.46. The leader just ran at 23. I mean, he's almost a second faster than your leader. And he is really charging them on now as they come down the back straightaway, trying to close in. But he's still got a ways to go, Pete. It's not going to be easy to get all the way there.
Yeah, but he's got plenty of laps. It's only 8 complete this time across the stripe out of the 50-lap R&R Street Stock Open. Still a fair amount of traffic back there. Actually, just around the 10th spot or so. Josh Girard in the 03. Jason Woodward in the 68. And Jeff Alley in the 24. They're all running together. That is the battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Well, they come off of turn number 4 and head back down into turn number 1. Good race going on there. Remember, Alley was running good in his heat race till he got into it with Andrew Gillis. He had to go to the rear to start the feature. He's climbed his way up inside the top 10. He just went by Josh Girard for the 8th spot. And Pete, here comes Lynham. He just blew by Plemons like he was stopped, and that's because Plemons has got a problem. Something's wrong with the 67. He slows down, going down to 22. You see some smoke coming out from underneath, and it looks like he's headed for pit road.
Tough break for Aaron Plemons.
And the caution's going to come out. I think they're going to check the track. Nope, I was wrong. We get a car around in turn 4. I think it's the 49 of Burcham who went around.
Then Ryan Lynham, who's passed a bunch of cars to get up to 3rd. And we get set to turn them loose. Here they come. Green flag. Back underway. And Gendron's back in the lead. From that outside row, Erickson to 2nd. Lynham third. And Andrew Gillis in the 77 right there for the fourth spot. Here's Lynham with a peek down underneath Erickson, trying to take that second spot away.
Yeah, Lynham trying to get a run, settles in back behind them as they come across the stripe. As we're back underway, Jeff Alley working the inside of Rob McRae. That's for the sixth spot. That's another car, Pete, we're watching. He's come from the rear of the field. Alley started way back in 15th. He's up to 6th now as he goes by McRae down the back straightaway. Lynham goes by Erickson to 2nd, and here comes Gillis trying to follow through to the 3rd spot.
Yeah, they're tight from 2nd on back. Lynham now 2nd, Erickson 3rd, Gillis 4th, and then the 68 of Jason Woodward rounds out the top 5. Pretty good battle for the 6th spot. Right behind him, McRae in the 52 and Jeff Alley in the 24 run side by side.
Gillis and Erickson get together. Sorry to cut you off, Pete, but that was almost big trouble there. And they've got Woodard trying to close in on them. Speaking of close in, here comes Lynham. Whoa, oh, Erickson got into the back of Gillis there. They are really racing hard there for the 3rd spot. And Lynham's going after Gendron, Pete, for the lead.
Yeah, Gendron's going to try and hold him off, but Lynham has been working the bottom and making that car stick like glue, and he will lead that lap. New leader after 14 laps. It's Ryan Lynham, and he drives around Gendron and starts to drive away on the backstretch.
Wow, what a run for Lynham. From 10th on the field to the lead in the first 14 laps, and he is already driven away by 5 car lengths over Shane Gendron as they come across the stripe with 15 down, 35 still to go. I'll tell you what, Pete, if the caution came out, they should offer Lynham some type of bounty to go to the rear and see if he can drive back up through. I mean, look at that car come off the corner. It is unbelievable the speed they have in that car here. He's opened it up by half a straightaway now already on Gendron.
Yeah, it's still in the mid 22 second bracket and the class of the field so far.
Great work preparing that car by Richard Sprague and his team. And he is in dominating fashion early on. His battle for second, none right now. Gendron has it by 5 car lengths over Gillis. Erickson is 4th. Woodard is 5th. Woodard's from Vermont. Making his way down here. Jeff Alley 6th. Rob McRae is 7th. Josh Gerard in the 8th spot. Mike Maines and Colby Lambert. The top 10 here on lap number 18 is, whoa, we got trouble in turn 4. Nick Anderson spins around, and I think this is going to probably draw the second yellow flag. Racing here, courtesy of the Thompson Speedway R&R Street Stock Tour. As they come off turn number 4, green flag goes in the air, and it is Lynham versus Gendron on the front row as they go back to turn number 1.
Yeah, Gendron trying to hang tough there on the outside. Lynham on the inside, just a little too powerful, and motors on by Gendron to get back into a solid lead. Gendron for second, Erickson runs third. Gillis in the 77, going at it with the 24 of Jeff Alley.
Yeah, good race going on there as they go down into 1 and 2. Alley's got the position to the 5th spot. Remember, he started 15th. He's worked his way up, and here he comes to the back bumper of Gillis for the 4th spot as they go down into turn 3.
Yeah, one of the faster cars out there for sure, because you're right, he's come from way in the back. As Gillis hangs it out there in the number 77, gathers it back up, but leaves the bottom open for Alley. Down the backstretch, that is the race for 4th.
Down into 3 and 4 they go, side by side into the corner. Alley got a good run on entry, and he drives right by Gillis. So Jeff Alley's come from the rear, and he's worked his way up to the 4th spot now. He's going to go after 3rd. Hopefully he can catch up to Austin Erickson as Shane Gendron is in front of him in the 2nd spot. 20 laps are complete. 30 laps are remaining, and it is all Ryan Lynham right now out front.
Yeah, since the restart just a few laps ago, Lynham has opened up almost a half a straightaway lead in that number 19. Streaks down the backstretch. Good run for Gendron in 2nd. Erickson all by himself in 3rd. Alley trying to reel those guys in from 4th. Gillis rounds out the top 5. Woodward runs just outside the top 5. And McRae in the 7th spot in that number 52.
McRae all by himself there. Josh Gerard, Mike Baines, Colby Lambert, the top 10 as we close in on the halfway point. They've all spread out pretty well here in the early going with 23 laps complete, closing in on the halfway point. First side-by-side battle is for 11th. Nick Anderson on the inside of John Porter working over there. And Pete, the closest race up front is going to be for second here as Ericsson's closed in a little bit on Shane Gendron.
Yeah, we'll watch that race shape up as Ericsson putting the pressure on Gendron that time, right up on the back bumper. As they race through the first and second turn, Gendron on defense, trying to hold on to that spot. They're coming to the cross flags this time. 25 laps complete, 25 to go in the R&R Street Stock Open here at the Thompson World Series.
That battle for second certainly heating up. Also the battle for fifth heating up as Woodard's all over the back bumper of Andrew Gillis there. One car's up in the wall almost in turn 3. Mike Malburn's able to continue on. That was close. As they come through the turn, Minham leads by 2.5 seconds over Gendron as we've crossed halfway now. And Jeff Alley fourth. Alley's closing in on that race for second between Gendron and Ericsson. He's still got a little bit of a ways to go, but he's inching closer. Tell you what, Pete, nobody is inching closer to Ryan Lynham right now as they come off turn number 4 with 27 laps complete.
Yeah, we'll check that difference up over almost about 2.5 seconds. A lead for Ryan Lynham on the racetrack. That's a little better than a half a straightaway here at Thompson. But it is getting hot between second, third, and fourth as Alley's starting to close on that battle for second between Shane Gendron and Austin Ericsson. Gendron runs second. He was the early leader, the pole sitter, and the early leader of this race. And looking for the green flag this time as the pace car peels off down onto pit road. Here they come.
Green is out, and Lynham gets the jump on the inside lane over Gendron as they go down into turn number 1. And as he comes off turn number 2, Ericsson dives to the inside lane, trying to get a run on Gendron, but now Pete, Jeff Alley's back into the fight up to the third spot, and he and Ericsson go side by side down into 3.
Yeah, Alley really benefited by that caution flag as he had been coming through the whole race from way in the back. And now he's up to third as he and Ericsson tussle over it going down the front stretch. And while that's going on, Gillis got around Ericsson. He's trying to come back. Woodward's there in the 68. That's a pretty good battle for the fourth spot right now.
Off before they come back across the stripe. 30 down, 20 to go. Lynham leads. Gillis has fallen back to fourth. Now Ericsson's back to fifth. But it's been the same story up front all night. Lynham and Gendron, 1 and 2, as they come off the corner, back across the stripe. 31 are complete, 19 to go. As deeper in the field, it is the 81 of Gleason, now into the top 10. And behind them, battle at the back, Jimmy Sylvia and Colby Lambert are going at it there. That's about 13th on the grid. And as they go back down into 3 and 4, they continue to race deep in the pack. Whoa, Jimmy Sylvia goes around. But you never know what's going to happen in the final lap. So the R&R Street Stock 50. 18 more remain.
Pace car gets out of the way just in time as they thunder out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Here's Gendron now trying to hang tough on the outside of Lynham. Lynham's been going pretty good down on the inside throughout the program and continues to do so with a little bit of breathing room. Puts a car length between himself and Gendron. And trouble. That's Alley that went around in the 24, just talking about what a good run he had been having coming from the back. Well, they had fast race cars, so we'll see what happens there.
Lynham's had the fastest of them all now as they come off turn number 4. Here he goes. Lynham's back underway with Gendron. Oh, Gendron got a good jump this time, Pete, as they come across the stripe.
Yeah, but the action has been with Lynham being able to get it done on the bottom. Gendron trying to hang tough there on the outside. Can he get it done? With Lynham on the inside, no, Lynham just a little too tough. Is able to clear him out of turn 4, and the 1, 2, 3 are nose to tail.
Across the stripe, they'll head back down into 1 and 2 with Lynham starting to bounce out again at the top of the field. They are 3 wide deep in the pack. Oh, is it getting interesting back there as one car was all the way up on the wall. Everybody, they're not going to make it. Malvern and Bertram got together, and I think that's Gleason had nowhere to go. In the 3rd spot, the 4th spot belongs to Erickson. McRae is 5th. Here we go. Pace cars in, back under the green flag, or back underway.
Yeah, they are going at it here on the front stretch. Lynham on the inside, Gendron on the outside once again, as we've seen on just about every restart. A little bit of bumping and banging through the 1st and 2nd turn, but everybody makes it out okay. Gendron gets back into 2nd. Erickson's got to contend with Woodward now in the 68. As he is on the move down there on the inside. Lynham already opening up a big lead off the 2nd turn and down the backstretch. The race really is from 2nd on back.
Down into turn number 3 they go. And it is the 7 of Gendron in 2nd, the 22 of Woodard. 68 of Woodard, and Gendron's off the pace, Pete. Been the 2nd fastest car the whole race, and he's got problems here. He goes up to the outside. Heavy smoke coming out, and that's going to draw the caution so they can check the track for sure.
World Series with all those vintage race cars. That's going to be cool. And that's coming up a little bit later on in the program. Right now, they're working out of turn 4 and get the green flag for the restart.
Oh, Woodard got a great jump on the outside lane. But Lynham drives right back by him as they go through turns 1 and 2, and is that number 19 who drives away at the top of the field one more time. Woodard settles into 2nd. Erickson and McRae battling for 3rd as they go into the corner. And as they come back off of 4, we'll put 36 on the board with Lynham still out front. Double wide action all the way through the field here in the R&R Street Stock Tour.
Yeah, Lynham has survived yet another restart. And man, he's got a heck of a drive off as he heads down the backstretch. Picks up a length and a half each time he comes off the turn. Woodward can only watch him drive away as he's got a solid 2nd. Erickson 3rd. McRae is 4th. Gerard in the 5th spot. Then just outside the top 5, Mike Vaines in 6th. John Porter 7th. Jim Sylvia 8th. Nathan Hamlet 9th, and Nick Anderson rounds out the top 10.
Through 3 and 4 they come, back across the stripe. 12 laps to go for Lynham. Woodard, Erickson, McRae, Gerard, the top 5. Battle there deeper in the pack between Sylvia and Sylvia's now up 3 wide. That didn't last very long. I was trying to figure out who that was battling with him, and he just fell back a couple spots. So Jimmy trying to hang on to the final laps here. Gillis is underneath him, racing him there with 11 laps to go.
Yeah, those two guys that are trying to work their way back to the front. That, of course, the 24 of Jeff Alley was the cause of the caution earlier, and Gillis was penalized because of that, and those two guys are trying to work their way back through. Alley in the 24 and Gillis in the 77. They are back just around the 10th spot. But they're making some passes, and they're trying to work their way back up towards the top 5. But right now the top 5 are all spread out, led by Ryan Lynham, who's opened up another big lead as he comes across the stripe to complete 41 laps. He's over a second and a half ahead of our second place runner, Jason Woodward. Erickson about the same distance back in 3rd. McRae is 4th. And then you got to go about a second back to the 0-3 of Josh Gerard, who rounds out the top 5.
8 to go for Lynham as he comes back off of turn number 2 in the number 19. Woodard trying his best to try to keep up as they've strung out a little bit. First side-by-side battle is Gillis on the inside of Hamblett for 9th. He's going to get that spot away. Alley's worked back up to 7th. Trying to close in on a side-by-side battle between Gerard and Baines for the 5th spot.
Yeah, that's the best race right now. The race for 5th. Gerard trying to hold off Baines, and closing on them is Jeff Alley in the number 24. Add him to the mix, all with the battle to be inside the top 5.
Gillis trying to get underneath Porter for 8th, deeper in the pack as they'll come this time to 5 to go. Been no contest, Pete, so far. Ryan Lynham started 10th, worked his way right to the front. It's led ever since. And across the stripe, he has 5 more laps to find his way to victory lane as they come back off turn number 2.
Definitely the stronger car here tonight. And he will become our first World Series winner and pick up all the hardware for doing so. Just about 3.5 laps from right now.
64, Malburn going -1 a little bit. Remember, was involved in that incident on the back straightaway, trying to limp it around to the finish. Alley's all over the back bumper. Josh Gerard trying to get back in the top 5 with 3 to go. Behind them, you got a good race going on for the 9th spot. Porter, Hamblett, Colby Lambert, Nick Anderson all going at it there as they come down the front straightaway with 3 to go. Good racing, Pete, throughout the pack to the finish here.
Gerard's been trying to hold off Alley, but Alley's strong there on the bottom. That's the best race right now. Alley got into him and turns him.
Of the R&R Street Stock Tour, 50.
Yeah, they're going to be racing hard here in this little sprint to the finish as the pace car wisely gets out of the way, and the green flag goes back in the air. And Woodward trying to hang tough on the outside of Lynham. But Lynham just too tough. And as he has all night, rockets off the turn and immediately opens it up by 2.5 car lengths on the backstretch. You'll see 2 laps to go this time.
2 to go for Lynham. Woodard tried to hang with him on the opening position of the start, but not able to do it as Lynham gets the advantage back off of turn number 2. Battle for 4th. Alley and McRae will go side by side there. Looks like your top 3 pretty well set, unless they're going to have a problem here in the final lap and a half. This time by the white flag will wave. And the battle of the finish, Pete, looks like it's going to be between Alley and McRae for the 4th spot as they take the white flag.
Yeah, they're duking it out. That is the race for 4th between the 24 and the 52. Lynham turning some of the fastest laps that he's done all night since that restart, and he has opened up a big lead coming to the checkered flag once again, and Ryan Lynham, the dominant car tonight, wins it. Woodward for 2nd, Erickson for 3rd, McRae holds on for 4th, Jeff Alley will be 5th, Andrew Gillis finishes 6th, Mike Van.
This thing is just a rocket ship. I mean, it looked like you had a pro stock out there with street stocks with the speed this thing has through the corner.
Yeah, I think most people know Richard Sprague, our performance. He lives, breathes race cars and builds good ones. Spares no expense, and it shows. I just get the pleasure driving it. And great effort today. I messed up in the heat race and caused some damage, and my crew fixed it up good. So hats off to them. This was to our buddy Harry, who can't be here today. I'm sure he's happy.